Good morning from Miami, Florida at the Vagabond Motel. Stayed here overnight for a little back-to-back day action with the Miami Marlins and the New York Mets. loanDepot Park, Miami, Florida. We're back again this morning for a Mets road trip game. Literally playing my favorite song of all time as we come out of the garage. The boys are back in town. And away we go.
The Miramar Kings.
Another day, another Mets win. Put it back in center field. We're heading in. Setting up for brunch. This is our brunch view. Are you kidding me? And this is the menu. We have some Mets out practicing as well. Bottomless mimosas. The mimosas are pretty good. Billy the Marlin making his rounds. The view has been really cool, but we've been waiting for our food for an hour now. Over there. It's Marlins time. But you would have no idea what they're saying because of the club music behind us. Today is also Bark in the Park. You can bring your dog to the game. She still did better than Baba Booey. The game is officially starting. It's an hour and a half since we've been in here. And this is my food. The Marlins have taken the field. First pitch. It's a ball. Nemo with the shot to center. And he's in at second. I gotta say, if you're playing outfield here in this stadium, this music has got to be really annoying. It's fun for a club-like atmosphere, but not if you gotta hear what's going on. Pete Alonso up. Oh, it's back here. It's dropping. Mets leave everybody on base, first inning. So we've been sitting down for 2 hours now. The food is delicious. So well past the 2-hour mark, Mary got one piece of her order. My food is still delicious. The manager that came by was so gracious to say that we could still stay in our seats because we haven't received our food yet. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. And then he literally blamed the Marlins organization for the event instead of Recess Sports Lounge, which is the team that is running the event. These guys showed up an hour after us and they got one piece of their order so far, but the rest is MIA. And it's a good thing it's Bark in the Park because there ain't no silverware. You just eat it like... So more than 2.5 hours later, apparently they've literally run out of food. They have no food to give anybody. The people over there got 2 out of 5 things that they ordered, and the rest didn't show up. In the meantime, we literally just hit a home run that bounced off the fence back there, and then back on the field. So we are officially at the 3-hour mark. When I talked to management, they offered me a free drink. idea. 3 hours in, we're now in the bottom of the 4th. And the response basically is, I'm not sure what to do for you because we've run out of breakfast food. So fast forward a little while later, the manager came by, the actual manager. They offered us anything that we wanted on the menu and tickets to a comp game or something in the future and any drinks on the menu. They could not offer any refunds and they blamed the snafu on the Marlins organization. So Recess basically taking no blame and blaming it all on the Marlins. So we have a sampler coming and a Coke. Lindor is up now, it's 2-2, top of the 5th. Valley Sports is here. 2-2 on Lindor. Ball 4. Our compensation food has arrived. I saw them advertising this on Valley Sports the other night. The polar bear is at the plate. Oh! All right, we're already well into the 6th inning, but we're gonna take a spin around. Is it 2? Oh, face painting and balloons. Pretty cool view. I am convinced we're never gonna see these windows open or the roof. You can actually hear the game now instead of like club music pounding. There's Domino's tables set up. Look at that. Downtown Miami. It's a beautiful day outside. Just saying. The roof could be open. What are you waiting for? Phillies virtual reality home run derby. Or the Purge, you tell me. It's the Bobblehead Museum. Jazz Chisholm. Robin Yo. His family used to live around the block from me. Mark Royds McGuire. Hank Aaron. It's pretty awesome. Blooper over here. Meanwhile, Mets making moves. They have not fixed Tino Martinez since yesterday. Snoopy. Roger Clemens on the Astros. That's a choice. The Yankees are here. Our next view. Polar Pete back up at the plate. 3-0. I know they put the timer in for the pitchers in between pitching. See if we get the ball out quicker, but this is still taking forever. And we're out of here. All right, so we're gonna get out of loanDepot Park. Today, a little bit of a wash. We've had hit and miss experiences when we've come to this park before. So going back a few years ago, the first time we were making it into the park, we bought tickets for the Clevelander, which was the old pool area, but they didn't communicate ahead of time that you were not supposed to buy tickets for people that were under 21 years old. And then they switched our seats to a lesser degree seat. And in turn, they were letting anyone in at that time that was under 21 years old. No one was checking the ages to begin with, so we ended up in Clevelander anyhow. But yesterday was a great experience with Beerfest, I think, for the most part, because it was just, here's a mug, just go, have at it and do whatever you want.
For 2 hours, you get to drink whatever you want.
And then today, really probably should have been a buffet, but more importantly, we were like the third people to go into the event this morning, and we were the second to last to get food. The people that were complaining also, that were also waiting, in, I don't want to say equally, but almost as long, they sat down like maybe 20 minutes after us. It was one bad comedy show after another with management And one level of manager, then another level of manager, then ultimately
security.
The security guy. They sent security over because I think they were concerned about whatever. They stopped sending the waitress. They just sent security in, and we weren't yelling or carrying on or anything. And they weren't acting that way to us either. They were just like, what exactly is the problem? Try to find out things like, maybe somebody thinking like, hey, these guys are going to like do something, like throw something on the field or anything. But everybody quick with an apology, and I'm going to fix this for you. But that time keeps ticking. So ultimately, it took over 2.5 hours from the point that we ordered food to be able to get something to eat. And that's a disaster. And the bigger disaster is having the service team and the management clearly just shuffle off or offload blame to the Marlins organization because they were saying like they basically were doing them a favor by running a brunch event for them that they didn't want to run to begin with. It was the Marlins' idea to run the event, but then they didn't order enough food. Yeah. So
they actually ran out of
breakfast items, which we were the third people in the door. Yeah. It's tickets for the Marlins, because the Marlins franchise seems to be spiraling out of control with management leaving and everything. And the Marlins, I don't think that people talk about them enough as in the same breath as like the Rays in Tampa, where like nobody shows up. No one shows up here, and this is a much better stadium. And everybody in Tampa says, well, people don't go out to the Rays game because they're in St. Pete or because it's too hot, or the stadium is garbage or whatever it is. This is a newer stadium, and people still don't show up, to the point of like they're running specials for $5 a game for people to come into the game. The last 2 days that we were here for the Mets, it's 95% Mets fans.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, I love the culture in the stadium. I love the food selections. I love the bobblehead museum. I love the band that they have in between innings and things. There was a lot to love about going to a Marlins game, but this wasn't it. And unless you can perfect the basics, don't do it. So I would not recommend going to this brunch thing. This was the initial brunch event for the year. Please stay the hell away from it in the future. Do not do it. And if you see other events that are in the area formerly run by the Clevelander, and now it's by Recess, I'd stay away from that also. Like, just
other than the beer.
Yeah,
thing.
Stick to your $5 a game tickets that you can get for the Marlins and come in and enjoy the game. So in any event, we're getting out of here. Thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. See you guys. And by the way, this is why we don't ask for free tickets to things, because I would rather not tell people this was the greatest thing in the world when I can afford to be able to tell you this was awful.